Welcome to part three, the final episode of our business driver series. We're diving into the final two key business drivers. If you haven't watched parts one and two, definitely go check those out first. But here's the final two, okay? So this is the seventh and eighth key business drivers. The seventh key business driver is Switzerland structure. Named after Switzerland's reputation for neutrality and independence, this business driver emphasizes a company's ability to function without over-reliance on any single customer, supplier, or employee. So neutrality from those stakeholders. If you avoid your reliance on any single entity, you'll mitigate risk and significantly increase your company's valuation, okay? Neglecting Switzerland structure, however, comes with a ton of risks, as you can imagine. So let's just dive into some real world examples. Cisco, Tesla, and Netflix. Three companies we've all heard of. Cisco, once really reliant on public sector sales, government sales. They suffered severely when government spending was cut. And that experience served as a cautionary tale on the importance of diversifying their customer base, their revenue streams, and thereby adopting Switzerland structure to solidify their valuation. You may have this in your business right now, over-reliance on one or a small set of customers, such that if you lost them, your business would take a dramatic downturn, okay? There are steps you can take to alleviate that over-reliance. Tesla, they initially depended a lot on Panasonic for its battery supplies. But once they diversified their suppliers and even started manufacturing their own batteries, Tesla successfully implemented the Switzerland structure. And that move minimized any of their supplier risks or overall supply chain risks, we could say, and it strengthened their market valuation. Final example, Netflix. Their early business model was all about third-party content. That was how all of their content was created. But once they started investing in original programming, their own shows, their own movies, not only did it diversify and increase its content, but they also ended up adopting the Switzerland structure because they didn't have to depend on third parties, and that made them more resilient and boosted their valuation. So if you want to take action to improve your Switzerland structure, try to make sure that you have customer diversification, try to secure your supply chain through supplier redundancy. Get a few suppliers for each of the things you have to procure, and then develop a cross-trained workforce to guard against key employee risk. Okay, final business driver we call hub and spoke. Your score on your hub and spoke measures how well your company thrives when you, the business owner, are not there. That's what it's all about. The hub is you. The spokes are all of the vendors and customers and employees who come to you that make you the bottleneck of your business. It's very common in small businesses, honestly. And it's the main reason why we as small business owners have trouble scaling past a certain point. But a business that operates smoothly without the constant intervention of its owner is more agile, more adaptable. And that autonomy not only boosts day-to-day efficiency, but it also enhances the company's growth potential, right? Because now it's more scalable. Not everything has to flow through you. And since you have more efficiency, more growth potential, your business is more appealing to investors and to acquirers. A great example of this, a company called JC Social Media. They began their journey with founder Jody Cook as the classic hub of the hub and spoke management system. But as the company grew, obviously that centralized structure was its Achilles heel. It reached a plateau. But Jody Cook, recognizing that imperative, she initiated a series of strategic shifts. So first, and this is really simple, she kept a pad of paper next to her desk and she jotted down a note every time an employee came directly to her with a question. And rather than simply answering her employees' questions, she created a standard operating procedure so that her answer would be available publicly to all of her employees. Whether she was in the office or not, they could get the answer to the questions they were asking. And by introducing these standard operating procedures and by championing employee training and then also onboarding some middle management, JC Social Media transformed into a company that thrived with or without Jody Cook at the helm. And that newfound independence not only improved their operational success, but it made them an attractive acquisition target. In 2021, they sold and received 100%. Jody received 100% of cash at closing. In other words, she didn't have to commit to an earnout, which is a standard mechanism that acquirers use when they don't have total confidence in the business's ability to succeed without the prior owner. They want to make sure the owner stays on to facilitate the continued success. But since it was so clear to her acquirers that she had delegated properly and put these standard operating procedures in place, she was able to literally just walk away the day that she sold the business, and the new owner was totally confident that it would succeed. So Jody Cook's ability to implement and avoid the hub and spoke trap ended up being extremely valuable for her. And if you were to do it, it empowers your employees with skills and authority to make decisions. And honestly, investing in strong management to bridge the gap between your staff and you is also a great tactic to escape the hub and spoke trap. So that wraps up our key business driver series. If you would like to learn more about how your business is doing along these dimensions and the other 6 that we talked about previously, we have a free questionnaire for you. We'll link to it in the description. It's 35 questions, not hard. And once you fill it out and submit it, you will receive a score report that scores you across each of these business drivers. We've had more than 70,000 businesses take this questionnaire, and what the data shows is businesses that achieve a score of 80 or higher end up getting an acquisition offer 70% higher than the average scoring business. So it's honestly a really good indicator of where you are and what your likely valuation would be. So go ahead and take that questionnaire, get your score. Otherwise, we will see you next time on the Lion's Den.